Welcome to the Tony McGee's Pro Football Plus show. We don't have to say a lot. We're ready to go because they've won 4 in a row. Hit it, Dean.
Set! Red 97!
Did you say 97?
Yes.
You know, that reminds me of Geico's 97% customer satisfaction rating.
97%?
Helped by Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Oh yeah, baby. Geico's as fast and friendly as it gets.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Welcome to the show. As you can see, Mac Jones came on running the ball, 16 rushes, 135 yards, 8.4 per rush. On this show, we've been saying for the last 4 or 5 weeks, all they have to do is stop the run and run the ball. Not pass the ball like Gary Clark think they should do, run the ball. Gary, did they run the ball on Sunday? I just want to know. It looked like run to me, but you may say it's a pass.
They ran the ball well, but they threw the ball extremely well.
Oh, whoa.
Threw the ball extremely well as well. And then but what I liked about the run, he sealed it with a kiss when he made that breakoff run.
Oh, wasn't that? That was
at
really
the end
nice.
of the game. It was perfection. Perfection.
I mean,
they committed to the run the last 2 weeks, 33
times. You kind of speechless when you can't throw people under the bus. Talk good about it.
No, but the beauty about it is they utilize all 3 running backs. Kelly, I mean, he comes in and adds a different twist, and then Chris Thompson, but they ran the ball 33 times, Tony.
That's what you need.
Did you notice that it's almost as if Kirk stepped up? All of a sudden, he stepped up in the pocket one time. He hit a beautiful crossing route. Another time, he didn't go out of bounds when he ran the ball downfield. He took the hit to get the first down. Not only that, but he was rolling out. He was hitting his passes. He had some sweet throws down the sideline. That one down the sideline to Davis was just gorgeous. I mean,
yeah, but Mike, he had some sweet ones, but he had something I didn't like also.
Yeah, but
you know, you can't, when you're in a critical situation, you can't try to fit it in between 2 or 3 people. But I think what was happening, he had to grow a little bit because he did not have Jordan. But Vernon Davis stepped up.
Vernon's a great receiver in his own thing. I mean,
I don't know about that.
But he's Vernon Davis. He's been playing great for years. And you know, Tony, you know this. Just because you get older does not mean that you're not as good as you always were. I mean, and that's a lot of times people think as you get up in age, you're not as good as you used to be. But quite honestly, you're much better as you get up in age because you learn so much more about the game.
I had a coach tell me, you did, don't listen to it. A coach told me one time, he said, you know, football players and athletes in general, you don't get old, you lose your flexibility. Think about that statement right there. And Vernon Davis is in excellent shape. And he looks good right now, but we talk about him, but now they're going to Pierre Garçon a lot more. And I think that changes the whole offense.
And Jamison Crowder, that added
Crowder,
him
he
into
looks like he's trying to force some play.
Crowder's like, you know, I'm going to be a star on this team as well. They're all playing well right now.
But the offensive line, Tony, we haven't mentioned them. They did not give up any sacks in Sunday's game, and this offensive line seems to be getting better each week.
And you know, not only that, when they can get better in the run and the pass, but now let's look at it from Detroit perspective. Detroit is there in the dome on artificial turf. They're a speed team, got a quarterback that's really good defensive-wise, but their defense is young and growing. But at the same time, this team will have to run and pass on them the same way.
I don't see that being a problem.
Well, they don't have the defense that Philadelphia had. There's no way.
Oh, wait. Everybody talking about Philadelphia. Philadelphia's defense, I could have played with them.
Yeah, but they had one of the top, they were in the top 10 in defense, Tony. I mean,
they were.
But Detroit's right toward the bottom.
Washington had 230 yards rushing, Mike. Is that a great defense?
Well, I just think that any team can come out and play flat.
But Detroit, you can't close your eyes on this team because
Thank
at the
you.
beginning of the
I think
season
you
they
can.
struggled their first two.
Don't say that. I don't want to hear that. Oh, great. We're going to get jinxed. We're going to get jinxed.
So you can close your eyes, Mike. You haven't learned in all these years. You can't close your eyes on anybody.
Not in this
Continue,
league.
Donna.
Not in this league, but Detroit is starting to play a lot better. Stafford has played pretty good the last two games, and they came back. And I think, didn't they beat Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago?
You mean that? You mean
You
that?
do have two
And this week.
receivers.
That team with the great defense?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you do have two receivers that are going to be tough. You have Golden Tate, and I mean, you know, when he was at Seattle, they loved
now
him.
he's
He helped
trying
them win
to
the
say the
Super
good
Bowl.
receiver.
But,
Mike,
and you've got Bolden.
let me explain to you fans in the
But you
last
can
couple
close
of
your
weeks.
eyes.
Mike's plummeted when it comes to the picks, so he's in a bad mood today. So
Am I in a bad mood?
disregard anything he says. But you're right. You know, one thing that we do, and we're joking, but at the same time, you can't overlook this team. You've won 4 in a row. You want to build on that. You don't want to sit back and think you've done anything great because it's too early in the season to think about that.
Well, we talked about this before the show started. Let me ask you guys this. Do you think the fact that Rob Kelly ran so well, do you think that motivated Matt?
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Oh,
I'm sure it
when you're
did.
talking about being replaced possibly or getting more time with Kelly, yeah.
That's the
No, it
proper
wasn't.
motivation.
When that fan started cheering, when he broke that runoff and then made some nice cuts, from then on, it was game on. I like that. That's the way it's supposed to be.
It is fat, P-H-A-T, right?
PH.
Because
Hey,
he's
Mike, way to
one
go.
lean guy.
Mike done got hip on this, guys. But you know, you look at it, and the running game is called P-H-A-T, man.
I know.
Right, he been practicing
like
that. You know, he practicing that. But you know, you look at it, and they have to have that same running back. Gary, he got another cool one over here.
That's very cool.
It's the jacket. It's the jacket.
Is it-
You know,
but
we're in the presence
they
of
will
the
have to
jacket.
continue this, and they can't just do it 1 week and stop. I know the passing game is very, very good, but that running game makes a whole change in the team, and I believe that's why that great defense you talk about, when you get 230 yards ran on you, you're not that great defense you thought you were, and that's what happened to Philadelphia on Sunday.
But they also did it against Baltimore, though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I
they,
think
they
so.
got something
That's
going right now.
I love Spencer Long at center. You've got a great shot, Tony, thanks to the Redskins of the offensive line. If you take a look at that shot, there's some beef on that line.
And you talk about the offensive line. We know it's not just them. The defensive line played pretty well on Sunday. Donna can't throw them under the bus.
I
So when we
wasn't
come
throwing
back,
under the bus.
we may put the gag rule on her in a
Gary.
minute.
Can you turn on the air?
Now, welcome back to the show. Welcome back, defense. Now we got the defense we need. The last couple of weeks, they've been killing it. Now, what do you want to do? What do you have to say? The bus has
I've
started
been
up.
saying that finally the defense needed to get pressure up front, and guess what? They are bringing it up
Why
front.
do you have to
They're
use the word
stopping-
finally?
Well, because finally in the last 2 weeks, they've been bringing it.
You said that, though. Remember when I asked you after the Dallas loss, I said it takes a new defense. The defense was completely brand new. It takes them about 3 weeks to get ready. So now they've matured and they're playing well.
That's a simple fact. 17 points to less you win. If defense gives up 17 points to less you win football games. Just what it is.
You know, you need to write that down in crayon and give it to these two people. I mean, they don't realize 17 points, guys.
Well,
run the ball, guys.
Well,
and then when you run the ball, that makes you a better pass rusher. You stop the run, that makes you a better pass rusher.
Well,
so what I'm saying is they are stopping the run.
Speak up, Donna. Speak up.
And they playing well.
No, but I was talking to the players.
I've been waiting for this.
What's been the difference? I bet you have. I said, what's been the difference in these last 2 games? And they said that they're bringing more pressure as far as communication, assignments, and all of those things. They held the quarterback to 179 yards and 239 total yards.
Yeah,
so they really played well all the way around.
Last year you had Kerrigan and you had Trent Murphy. They were your linebackers, and they were in coverage a lot. They were covering backs out of the backfield. They weren't true pass rushers. Now all of a sudden they talked about moving Trent Murphy inside this year, and Kerrigan looked like he was playing on the line an awful lot more than he was playing as a linebacker.
Well, did you notice on Sunday they put Trent Murphy in Kerrigan's place quite a bit? I don't know if it's because of injury, but it doesn't matter. Whichever one was over there was doing a good job. What I look at this defense, we're talking about the front four, but I think they were getting some good coverage. I think that Norman is everything they said he should be. I think he's worth everything. And you look at Carolina right now, it's just not, I'm telling you, you look at their record, and Norman is gone. I think he covered up a lot for them, and I think he's doing a lot for the Redskins. Breland's back, and now the linebackers are getting it. I think now this team is starting to gel.
And they showed they've got depth in that secondary, too, with some of those young guys when Breland and some of those guys were out injury-wise. So now they know that they've got these younger players that can come in. But speaking of Trent Murphy, when you looked at him last year and this year, and his play has just went up 100%, is it because he's got, I know he said that he went back and worked on different moves, but what are you seeing this year in him?
He's getting more time. See, last year he was spot playing. This year they depend on him. Each time he gets in, he makes a play. He makes some kind of play.
There's probably some type of incentive that he has, whether he gave the incentive to himself or it's a contract incentive. Probably it's more of an incentive that he gives himself, as you did, Tony, as I did. You give yourself certain incentive that makes you want to play better.
And I tell you what, and the thing about it, you can always tell, like they said when Dexter Manley first came here, they saw him covering punts and stuff, and he could run. You can tell when a player has that ability to make big plays, and he's shown that. It's not that he's improved as much, he's getting the opportunity to play. And when you do that, you find some great players.
Well, a few weeks ago, I wanted to see a little more of their third-round pick, Kendall Fuller. You remember that?
Yep.
And they said he wasn't ready. Well, I thought he played very well on Sunday, and coming in nickel situations, in different situations, as you were talking about backup players, Donna. It's good to see Fuller in there. I mean, I really think he's a leader too. But I want to ask you about Big Ziggy Hood.
Ziggy Hood, I was going to say.
Should we give him a zip code?
Yes, I tell you what, everyone that they put in there had 90 on played well to me on Sunday. And Ziggy played well too, and that's the first time I ever got a chance to really just focus in on him. There's some good young talent up there, and I'm seeing them to play together now, and that's the key. In the beginning, they were all trying to make things happen and playing on their own. Now they're playing as a unit, and that's what you have to do. Now the linebackers and the defensive backs have to fall in. This could be a very good defense. I know we got the offense, but you got to have that defense to win.
Yeah, you do.
So have they gone from more of a 3-4 defense to a 4-3?
Like Dallas?
Well, you know, Mike was asking that during the break, and Kerrigan, he's saying, okay, I thought he was a linebacker. Every time he's led this team in sacks, he's been a 4-man defensive end. That's what he played. I haven't seen him cover or make interceptions since his first year or two. So that's what he plays. So they're more of a 4-man line with him. He's not the biggest, but he gets the job done.
The bottom line, the defense is starting to make plays now. That's it in the day. You got guys that believing in themselves and they're making their plays, and they could be doing their own thing. Because as you get better, you do your own thing.
But look how we're talking now. A few weeks ago, we were talking about this defense wasn't together and the offense was making mistakes. Wins solve everything.
Always has, always will.
Wins even making where Donna Hopkins can't throw everybody under the bus, including us. She has to talk about how good the defense is, the way they can be. But we talk about the special teams. These guys have been making plays, but they made a bonehead one on Sunday that we don't like to see. We'll be back in a minute.
Check this out, bro.
What's that, Brohim?
I switched to Geico and got more.
More savings on car insurance?
Yeah, Professor, and more. Like renter's insurance.
More ways to save. Nice, Brotato Chip.
That's not all protein shake. Geico has motorcycle and RV insurance, too.
Ooh, that's a lot more.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about more Teddy Roosevelt.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Dressway, 52.8 average. I tell you what, when you get that kind of average punting in the ball,
He's a big guy.
That makes you
something
think
to
like Ray
behold.
Guy,
No
Guy,
question.
Sean Landetta type numbers.
And those people can change the game.
Yeah.
And Donna's friend, Dustin,
No, that's
only
my
missed
brother.
one
That's his
field goal.
brother. Come
50
on now.
yards. Money in the bank.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
He missed only one due to the wind.
Overall, guys, tell me what do you think about the special teams? Tell me what do you think overall, the improvement. We've seen big plays, we've seen good kicking, and over the past few years, that's all we said. We need more from special teams. Are we getting that?
I
this
think so.
season?
I think they're playing better than they had in the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I saw a lot of holding on that return. I don't know if you guys did Sunday, but the return.
On the touchdown?
Yeah, I saw some
No
holding.
excuse.
Only thing
That
I
was
saw
good
was
holding.
him going down.
It
No
was-
the field.
excuse.
No, there was they were locking up both those skins, and I mean they had them. They had
No
them locked
excuse.
up.
he got
Everybody
held.
gets held. Gary got held. I got held. I mean,
I'm sure I
Donna
held
was
some
the only
people, too.
self-check we know about.
Well, I'm trying to get
Nobody
the
had to
benefit
hold
of the
her.
She be
doubt.
holding
Look,
herself. She hold herself
But
back.
you was
I
one of
was
those
too fast.
pitches. No,
Yeah.
but all joking aside, there's no excuse. You're going to get held and you may hold somebody. You can't let them score. You had the momentum of the game switch
14
because
to
of that
0.
play.
But overall, beyond that play, they really have played well overall as far as
Covered
their
well as
cover,
well.
return, and they've scored points to help this team overall win games.
So all it takes is one play to change momentum.
Okay,
That-
Detroit's
that-
coming up. Detroit has always had good special teams. They had people that can take it to the house. So is our coverage more important this week, or is us trying to get more yardage out of our returns?
I think all. I think it's a complete game in the special teams. They have to do both. They have to block and they have to cover. They have to do all those things.
They're going to have to deal with Crowder. And he, as of last week, he was toward the top in the NFL in punt return. So they're going to have to deal with him.
Yeah, overall, this special teams, I think
I'm
that
sure
they,
his confidence is getting
Yeah.
better too.
And you know
you
what?
can tell.
We're talking special teams this segment, but if you look at the overall, we're starting to see a body of work with this team. We're starting to see offensive complements and receivers. We're starting to see defensive players that we didn't think could get the job done is doing the job. And then you see special teams. So you got all three facets. Not as good as they can be, not as good as they will be, but we see improvement in each and every facet.
You're starting to see
and
a
I think
team.
that's what you
You're
think.
starting to see a team. That's what
Yeah.
you're starting to see because that's how the game's supposed to be played, all facets.
You're seeing a great head coach beginning to manage all his coaches and his players quite well.
Well, they tweak some things, even in the coaching.
But you're also seeing some great players finally starting to take
There you go.
leadership roles because at the end of the day, the coaches coach, but the players are on the field. They have to make the decisions on the field to make the right decisions on the plays that they're doing.
So I have to make this decision right now. Do we pay a sponsor or do we let Gary talk? We'll be back.
Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco
Sì.
Polo! Marco Polo!
Scusa,
Polo!
ma io sono Marco Polo, ma
Playing Marco Polo with Marco Polo? Surprising.
ragazzini, io sono Marco Polo. Sì, sono qui.
What's not surprising? How much money Amanda and Keith saved by switching to Geico.
Ah, Polo? Polo?
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Polo?
It's the studio's Blue and White Affair on First Friday, November 4th. Finally, a great place to mingle and dance in Northern Virginia. A night of great music, food, and dancing. A huge dance floor and great DJs. Arrive early for hand dance classes. First Friday's Blue and White Affair is all your favorite R&B, old school, hand and line dancing, all rolled into one great evening. Great people, good times, and plenty of well-lit free parking. See why we are Dulles, Virginia's best-kept secret. Visit eventbrite.com for tickets and information or our website. It's First Fridays at the studio.
This week's stat of the week is the Redskins have not won in Detroit against the Lions since October 26, 2008.
Well, here I am the last few weeks been calling myself the minister of information, but these last decisions make me the devil of decision. I'm looking at this game this week, and you have New England going up to Pittsburgh. Everybody's saying Big Ben is hurt. New England, as Gary always said, don't bet against Brady. Well, I have to go with him this time because Brady is on a mission. He knows that they caught him cheating, and now he's mad. So therefore, he's going to go up there and he's going to kill Pittsburgh. There's no question. Pick New England.
Well, Buffalo traveling to Miami. This is a tough pick for me. Miami played well last week. They beat my Steelers, and Buffalo's been playing great. But Donna Hopkins picked Buffalo to win this game, so I got to go with Miami because Donna really doesn't know what she's talking about most of the time. She's in the bottom of the picks for a reason. Go with Miami. They'll win.
So we have the San Diego Chargers traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. The Chargers, they're coming off a big win at home against the Broncos. The Falcons, they had a tough one that they lost in Seattle. This will be an interesting game between two high-scoring offenses, but Atlanta's at home, and they win big. Pick the Falcons.
The Minnesota Vikings are the only undefeated team in the NFL at 5-0. This week, they will travel to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, who have dropped their last 2 games. Now, the success of this Vikings team is because of their rugged defense that's ranked number 2 in the NFL. They are only allowing 77.8 yards on the ground. And because of injuries, their offense has mainly went to a passing game, and their quarterback has led the way. Now, looking at the Eagles, they've got to get that running game back on track, and the offensive line must do a better job of protecting quarterback Carson Wentz, who was sacked 5 times last week in their loss to Washington, and their top-ranked defense gave up 493 yards. So the Eagles are at home, but I'm picking the road team, the Vikings.
You know, Hard Times is a big, important part of this show. Not only are they in the picks, but they also bring us food each and every year. We love to talk some football. With us, we have the general manager of the Hard Times of Fairfax. We have Mike Dunkwa. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now,
nice to be here.
You told me before we started that you saw this 4-game winning streak coming. Is that true?
Yes, yes. Team is playing good. I mean, the coaches have done a very good job putting the team together, and it looks like they're gelling. That first game was just a fluke, but after that, you know,
they could have had the Dallas game.
Yeah, you could see from the way they played the Dallas game that, look, they've got some talent over there. They've got some pedigree going on over there, and it's going to be a good season for them. Yeah.
Only Ryan Kerrigan really was a starter from last year, starting this year in the first game. Everybody else was new or in a different position. Given that, I said to Tony, I think it's going to take 3 weeks for this team to gel, and he was absolutely right. And all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks, they've shut out other teams in the second half. But let's talk some food right now, because Hard Times is one of my favorite restaurants. You have my favorite salad here. You have the Santa Fe salad, is that correct?
Yes, that's the Santa Fe salad. It's a toast salad. Some romaine lettuce, iceberg lettuce, some chicken, grilled chicken breast tossed in there with the dressing. Pretty good salad. I had one of those this afternoon. Very good.
You should have seen him setting up. It took him 3 minutes. He had so much energy from this salad. Over here, you have ribs, and I was looking how far the bones are apart. I mean, there's serious inches of beef in between each of those.
Yes. Traditionally, we're not known for our ribs, but tell you what, Hard Times Cafe's got one of the best ribs I've tried. Not just because I work for them, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, traditionally the Cincinnati, that goes over, of course, noodles.
Noodles, yeah.
Yep, now we're going to beat them and eat them, right?
Yes.
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 And then over here we've got chili can go over anything, and here we have them over tater tots. I bet the kids love that.
Oh, it's a pleaser. It's a parent pleaser. Everybody loves those.
And then finally, you're known for, of course, your
wings,
which are some of the best anywhere in America, correct?
I will bet you nobody has any better wings than we do.
I tell you, I don't know what you feed those wings, but man, they got some meat on them.
Oh, yeah.
Serious white meat
We look for the best wings on the market to
I
get.
love it.
Yeah.
All righty, Mr. Dunkwa, thank you very much. We hope you'll come out and visit us again during the year.
Absolutely.
And we'll look forward to seeing you at the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Why not? Dream big. What do we got to lose?
Nothing.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Great job today, and we've all eaten an awful lot of food from hard times. All right, in the Sports Bar Challenge this week, we've got Seattle at Arizona. Crystal City Restaurant, Arizona, they're 3-3 this year. Crystal City Sports Pub, they are picking Arizona. They're 5-1.
5-1.
I think I'm going to call them and get some tips.
Jimmy.
Kevin Greavy picking Arizona. They're 5-1. Outback Steakhouse, they're picking Seattle. They're 2-4. Hard Times of Fairfax, they're picking Arizona. They're 3-3. And Harry's Ale House of Fredericksburg, they're picking Seattle, and they're 2-4.
Bean.
And we got a big event coming up, and of course I know you and Gary have been working very hard on this. It's Tony McGee's Pro Football Plus Hira Veteran Challenge and live television show. A full 1-hour show, but also it's an opportunity if you have a business to have a booth and hire a veteran and be part of the process. Participating employees will be featured throughout the broadcast season on Tony McGee's Pro Football Plus show. Former Redskins will be there, Gary Clark, Charles Mann, and many more. The date is October 24th, and if you'd like to participate, if you have a business and you'd like to have a booth, you can contact Tony McGee. And Tony, give him the number.
Well, Mike, I don't have the number. How am I going to give them the number? Give them the number off the sheet there, Mike, at the bottom.
Well, I can give them the number 301. I just thought you'd give them your personal line, Tony.
I knew you was after that.
301-920-9768, and get to meet everybody and also hire a vet.
Yeah, I tell you what, and it's a very good chance for you to get an opportunity to see not just employers that want individual vets that wants jobs. But speaking of needing a job, now look at this week's pick. Gary and I are 14-11, and Mike and Donna is 12-13. Let's look at the picks this week. Minnesota, Philadelphia. We all took Minnesota. Gary took Philadelphia. Buffalo at Miami. We all took Buffalo. Gary took Miami. And San Diego at Atlanta, New England at Pittsburgh, Seattle at Arizona. We all took the same. Arizona, New England, and Seattle.
I don't like sharing the lead.
Yeah, you won't. Don't worry. You'll be sharing the bottom. No, you'll have it by yourself, will you not? My tip for you guys this week is you're 4-0, but you've only just begun, like the Carpenter said. You know, that's back in the 70s. Play it like you mean it every week. Don't look at you've done anything great because the season is starting now. You want to go 5 in a row, and that's just your first 5. Now, guys, what does it take? We got a few minutes left. What they need to do to beat Detroit?
You've got to put a pass rush on Stafford. You've got to put a pass rush.
You don't think that turf is going to mean, the fast turf is not going to mean anything?
I think get at least half the pass rush you had this past week against Philadelphia, you win easily.
Yeah, Stafford, he'll throw it up in the stands.
Yes, he will. He'll throw it up.
Gary?
Win, baby. Like I said last week, the last 2 weeks.
By any means necessary.
Exactly.
I just think just a complete game.
Start the bus. Donna, get ready to throw somebody under there.
I'm not. Just continue to play the way they've been playing the last 2 games.
And I just say one thing. I think everyone is right up here, but one thing we have to do is run the ball, stop the run, and get a pass rush. Stop making mistakes and go out there each and every week knowing that we are the NFC East champions. They have to take it from us. As we say, we are the champs here. We don't say goodbye. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, high school seniors, don't forget the scholarship contest. The essay topic is identify a societal problem and how you would remedy it. And if indeed you are selected as one of the winning essays, there will be 8 laptops in the offing.